Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this lovely card that I created with the Mixed Media Florals Suite of products. So let me set this aside and I'll show you how to get started. Okay, I'm going to start with the stamping for this project, so I'm going to ink up my sentiment and stamp it in the center of the basic white cardstock because I am going to die cut. And then I'm going to bring in my panel here and ink up my large tulip image. I'm doing this on the back so that I can see that I've got plenty of coverage of ink, and it's just a little easier than trying to lift that stamp over the ink pad. I'm going to set it where I'd like, let's see, like so, and stamp. I've got my images done and I'm ready to color. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin Blends. I'm going to start with the boho blue, and I'm going to take a little of the dark and touch the flowers, and then I'll complete it with the light. Now that I have my flowers done, I'm going to bring in my color lifter, and I'm going to simply touch that to one of the petals and create a third shade. I've got that finished and I'm ready to move on to my greenery, so I'm going to bring in my Granny Apple and add the dark in where I want it and then add the light. I've got my greenery done and I'm going to add my tulips now, so I'm going to bring in the Flirty Flamingo and the Poppy Parade, and I'm going to start with the darkest shade first and then work to my lighter shades. There we go. I've got the first one done, and as you may notice, I'm adding those in areas and using a circular motion. Now what the circular motion does is blend those colors a little bit easier and gives you more of a smooth line. And of course, if you want to blend them a little more, you can go over them like so. Next, I'm going to do the last two flowers the same way. There we go. I've got my tulips done, and of course to deepen that color you can go over with your Stampin' Blends to blend a little bit more, but I'm happy with that. So I'm ready to die cut my sentiment and start building our card. I've die cut my sentiment out, and then I did a coordinating label using the Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to take the Mossy Meadow panel and cut it right in half. And then I'm going to add a little adhesive to each end and adhere that down, just leaving a peak of that Mossy Meadow showing on each side, like so. I'm going to lay that aside and allow it to dry. I'm going to adhere my tulips onto my Mossy Meadow panel. And then I'm going to adhere this beautiful Designer Series paper onto my Mossy Meadow panel. I'm going to bring in my card front, and since I forgot to score it, I'm simply going to fold it in half and use my bone folder on that seam. At this point, I'm ready to adhere my panel down the center of my card front. Let's see, I'm going to shift it a little bit to the left. So I've got, about a ½ inch on the left and 3/4 on the right. And then I'm going to flip over my panel here, and I'm going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to adhere this panel right down on the front of the card in the center, like so. And then I'm going to flip over my sentiment, and I'm going to add a dimensional on the one side and adhesive on the other. I'm going to decide where I'd like it. Let's see. I think I like it right about there, and I'm going to adhere. Last, I'm going to bring in these low profile dots, and I think I'm going to pick up the petal pink here, and I'm going to scatter a few around the card front. There we go, a quick and easy card using the Mixed Media Florals Suite products. And of course, if you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.